guys, I'm Thomas.
I'm Nolan.
And we are the host of 2165 Segments.
So we're a new podcast from the 2165 area, and we're just a group of friends trying to have a good conversation, and hopefully you guys can get something out of this.
So yeah, when you guys watch the videos, we're going to be discussing a whole bunch of topics. So I hope you guys enjoy, and hope you guys can learn a few things from what we say and what we discuss.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
And enjoy the video.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys, 2165 Segments here, and today we have a special guest.
Oh, Adam.
And
Sophie.
So, this is our first special guest and our first female on our podcast. So, how you guys been? Like, what you guys been up to?
Not bad. Just came back from work. So yeah, fun times. Little children stuff. Teenagers.
Sneaky.
Little children.
But little, like 3 years. Yeah. I'm a tutor. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really
you
good
sound
podcast. It sounds like a Macca's employee to me.
I
to be
am.
honest.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm a Macca's employee. I deal with a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sophie, how's your day been?
It's been okay. I tried flaming hot Cheetos for the first time. Tastes like Twisties, but with sriracha.
Ooh,
Oh.
I can't imagine that. Huh? Wait, how does that work?
Just imagine like the sriracha flavor, but the Twisties texture.
Oh.
Exactly.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's weird. It's not bad, but it's kind of.
It's.
It doesn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Isn't that an American
Yeah.
snack thingy?
Yeah. My mom just
Yeah.
came back from America and she got me like 5 bags, and they're fucking huge. They're like this big,
I
bro.
love American portions.
Exactly. That's why everyone's so fucking fat over there. But anyway,
Does it live up to the hype of like mee goreng chips? Do you reckon it's like the same hype as that?
like Indian chips are actually good. Like legitimately, I think they're.
I never had either.
They were so good. They didn't sell them at Woolies anymore though.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they don't.
Why?
Fuck if I know.
What?
Wait, can I swear?
Of course you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. It's not
Nothing.
like the fucking sailor, bro. Honestly.
I mean, this isn't like a G-rated podcast or something, you
It's
know?
not G-rated? Oh, good things, good
I mean,
things.
it's
Family friendly.
all-rated.
Oh.
I don't know, how do you say all-rated?
Rated.
Isn't G all rated?
No, G is all rated.
G.
No, R
G.
is no.
G in general.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, that's what
no.
all is.
No, but all rated means that anyone can watch it. So that means kids can watch it.
R18.
R18 plus, I like that.
R18 plus.
R18 means sexual references.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
you
it does.
fool.
I thought he means like.
MA15.
No, but it also means like adult references of violence.
Ah,
Swear-
true.
Swear
That's
is
R18.
pretty. Okay,
Yeah.
MA15?
No, it'd be M. Swearing is
Yeah,
M.
mature audiences.
Yeah, mature audience.
Mature
See, this is why
audiences.
we need someone like Sophie.
Intellectual. Intellectual. How do we take so long to figure out what
We're stupid.
our
That's
podcast
dumb.
is rated?
You're the one that kept on saying it was G for general, okay?
But it's general.
But it is
It is
general.
Though.
No, but as in,
I know what you mean. In terms of what Thomas is
And
saying.
for mature audiences. I got you.
Alright, magic.
Yeah.
Alright, so, I mean, I got a story to share as well. So
Oh, yes.
I think this might link into later on, but what happened was I went to some church group activity thing last week, right? And I just, for some weird reason, I just happened to sit myself near a bunch of year sixes. And I was eating, right? I was eating, like, chewing on my sausage. And
Yeah, keep it going, brother.
And then after that, I was just, eavesdropping their gossip, because year 6 girls, they gossip quite a lot too. And what happened was, apparently one of the girls, I just call her Girl A. Girl A has a parent crush on this guy, right? And then all her friends made a fake Instagram account pretending to be that guy. And they added her and they messaged her. And then she admitted all her feelings to that guy. And then after that, she got trolled and she was just like, get pranked.
It was all
her friends. Oh,
That's actually so dog. What? Who? Oh no.
I'm just like, cause when I was in year 6, like, I was riding my bike, man. I don't never think about that stuff.
How
You know
could
what I
you
mean?
even be friends after
Year
that?
6.
That's so sad.
I can't believe you got excited by that.
Yeah.
What the heck?
What did you guys do in year 6? I literally did not.
And we said,
Study for the
And
semester.
Oh my
Emerson.
god.
Remember how you could nudge people?
Yeah.
That was the best
That's
thing.
so fucking annoying, man.
And then you got like banned from nudging if you did it consecutively. You had to stop for like 2-3 minutes.
God.
I remember poking on Facebook. People used to have poke wars.
Poke wars were the worst.
It doesn't poke wars. If it's like someone, it's like high key. You do with someone you like, right?
Yeah.
Like back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, that's like a flirting. That's how you flirted back in the day.
You guys know that Facebook is like, cause the new updates, right? They're
Yeah.
constantly updating like in this time frame, right? Like, I'm gonna add this new secret crush feature
Huh?
thing where you can assign. I think it was a maximum of 9 people as just like, someone you're attracted to, right?
Whoa.
And then
What's
it's like Tinder.
Yeah.
If they like I mean, because if you put them there, that means all their posts and all their likes will come up first in your timeline.
Oh,
So,
that's so good.
so you know what they're up to,
You
right?
can stalk them.
Oh my god!
I guess.
But it saves you the trouble of having to actually go to their profile.
Right, 100%. But then, what's the cool thing is, if you two both somehow select each other as your
Oh
secret
my
crush,
God.
would match you guys together, saying,
GG.
oh, you guys are both each other's secret crushes, start talking. That sort of thing. Like,
There's
Adam's
more
so,
cooking us up here.
I need that.
Adam, you're so into this, aren't you?
Actually.
You're so excited.
Yo, Adam.
Yeah.
I hope you find that secret match. You know.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thank you.
You're definitely
Alright.
gonna find the one through this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I hope so.
And that leads us to today's topic: relationships. What a good way to transition into the topic. So, just to start off, so for relationships, I think that what a lot of people want to know is what constitutes a good relationship and what constitutes a bad relationship, right? So, why not let's start with the positives. So, what do you guys think is necessary for a good relationship to happen?
Communication.
100%.
Oh, yeah. So these two have the most experience out of us four.
Yeah. So, like in your context, like how does communication work in your relationship? Like,
I think if you can, what's word? If you
Communicate.
if you're comfortable talking to your partner, then you know it's a good relationship. Like you're not scared to tell her things or her things or him things. Yeah, it's a good relationship.
Yeah.
what about sometimes there could be situations where I think they're called white lies, right? White lies where you lie in order to protect someone.
Protect or benefit.
Yeah, protect or benefit someone, right? So let's say if you're in a situation where you're comfortable with the person, right?
Yeah.
But then you know that if you're too comfortable and you tell them everything,
Yeah.
that'll hurt them in the process. So how do you go about that? Like, do you think if the person found out that you were lying, do you think that will affect them more or?
I think. Well, like white lies are like used everywhere. Like for me,
Yeah.
I think I just use them everywhere. So
That's
like,
true.
there's no exception to that.
I think everyone does. Yeah.
But like,
These are two is
but,
significant.
yeah. So
it's kind of different.
like, I think at times I do it, and then I tell her like later in the future where I know
Yeah.
like nothing's gonna happen
You,
if I
she
tell
can't
her.
get mad at
Damage
you.
is already
Yeah,
done.
damage is already
I see.
Oh my god, Soph, how about you?
I can't say anything because honestly, I'm like a pathological white liar. Like, I just tell lies like back and forth. Like, you could ask me what I'm doing, and I could be doing the most innocent thing. I could just be at the library and I'd lie and be like, "Oh, I'm at work," just because it's easier.
You know, you compliment me too much. You know,
I know, it's because I
start-
love you.
You know what?
It's a white
Are you
lie.
my friend anymore?
Huh?
Are you my friend anymore?
Fuck if I know,
That could be a
man.
white lie. I don't even know anymore. Like she's dodgy now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's
She's a
fine.
bit dodgy
too.
now.
No, but it's just like
Yeah.
some white lies. Like, what are you doing right now? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just want to make things easier for conversation to flow. You don't want to have to explain every single little thing. So you're just like, oh, I'm doing this, and this, or running like a bunch of errands, and I have to like amalgamate them into one sentence.
White
I'm
lie.
at work.
Yeah.
The easiest, like,
True.
hey, can you come to this or this weekend? Nah, sorry, I got a bunch of shit to do. Nah, I have work.
Oh,
I have work.
right.
I have uni. Very simple explanations to focus
Relatable.
problems.
So it's just like one word answers, right? Like
Exactly.
work, uni, busy studying, or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to your ESO, like, in the end, you have to know what. I think it also comes up with, like, you have to know which battles to pick and which to not. So, lie when it's convenient and lie when you know it's not going to matter in the future. In the bigger scheme of things. That's what a white lie is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about, like, actual lies, like, I'm going to go out with this guy and I'm not going to tell you about it. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
I don't know what a white lie is in your relationship. What's a white lie that you would tell? I don't know.
White lie is like, yeah, if they ask what you're doing, you say something.
It's like, sometimes it's like, have you eaten yet? Sometimes I just don't eat because I can't be fucked. So I'm like, oh yeah, I've eaten. And then he finds out that I haven't and he gets mad. And I'm just like,
Yes, that's a problem, right? Like that's what I was trying to get at. So there are situations where you can white lie, but then if the person finds out that you lied, that person will get mad.
Yeah,
And
they'll get
isn't that a bit toxic for the relationship?
I guess
If you
if they understand why
Yeah.
you lie.
If that is,
From what I know, right, there's the three main types of lies, right? The white lie is the lie that tries to protect or benefit the other person. The grey lie, which is like the lie that is pretty much neutral. Nothing really matters if they find out. Like, like both sides do not gain anything from it. And there's the black lie, which is like the main, fuck you type of lie, right? Like that's like the more violent, the more the toxic, destroying type, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I think like we just have to realize which lies. I'll say, like white lie if you can, like that's probably the best thing you can do, right?
Yeah.
But at most, just a grey lie would be like the bare minimum that you should do. Never ever go.
Obviously.
It's true.
I feel like one black lie can just destroy a whole relationship in a matter of a second.
But that also brings up, are lies of omission counted as lies?
What's that?
Omission of truth, right?
Omission of the truth. Like if
Avoiding the truth.
like yeah, if she doesn't tell you the truth, but did she technically lie?
Is it a lie?
It's an omission.
Oh,
She didn't technically
right.
lie.
Those types of
Does that count as a lie?
I think for my situation, like, I think from my past experiences, what I've seen is I've actually experienced a lot of omission of truths, like where the person doesn't say anything or they don't really clearly communicate it to you and what they're doing, and then after that, once I find out, like I'm just like, that's okay, like that would have hurt me more, like instead of just telling me straight up, like. And plus, I do believe that it depends on the type of person because, a lot of people don't like to be confrontational and they don't like just being straight up. They like to hide stuff and they like to just say stuff when it's needed,
Yeah.
But then I think it comes back to who your other SO is, your significant other is, and if your significant other is like that type of person who wants to be confronted, who wants to be like just straight to the point, like just tell me. Then I do believe that omission of truth isn't the best way to deal with that type of relationship. But if she's that type, or he's that type of person, where it's just like, oh, we don't really mind if you don't update us like every single second of your life, then yeah, like feel free. You know what I mean? Like, so I do believe that in every relationship, it always depends on who you're dealing with. So just be careful and just be conscious of what they think as well.
100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, when you're meaning the truth, like, of course, in my opinion, it is different from a lie, right? But then the consequences, the result of it, very similar.
Yeah.
Very, very similar, right?
They could see it as a lie.
Yeah, 100%. They could see it as a lie, right? So it just, like Tom said, it all depends on who your SO is. Okay, it depends on their personality type because everyone's really different, right? So it's got to try to manage your way through it properly.
Yeah. I don't know, like, do you guys have a story about omission of truths? Like, where it's hurt you?
All the time.
Yeah.
What?
I don't think there's something to sex about.
Maybe not any before or
Well,
current.
I'm just
Actually.
He doesn't think
I want to know
about
now.
It's not all the time.
it. He so quickly said yes, and then now he's like,
All
oh no,
the
I gotta
time.
think about it. Wait.
No, you said all the time with a happy face, and now I'm curious. Just like, give us an example. Just give us
He's
one example.
excited
like-
about it.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I'm like doing something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like it's like the white lie. It's just like I'm doing something, but then I don't want to say all the details, so I just don't even say it. I just say the general outline.
It's like a Venn diagram, right? Some lies can technically be some lies can technically be an omission of the truth,
Yeah.
and some omission of the truth can be a lie.
Oh, that's just like next level shit, bro. What the fuck?
Oh, bro, fucking
This guy's a tutor.
Oh no, what? No, I'm a Mac's worker, guys. Mac is only.
Oh my god.
But like, yeah, like I feel like the omission of truth, it gets pretty. I don't know. I think it has its ends of spectrums. Like on one end of the spectrum, it can be like, oh,
It's
that's fine.
barely anything.
Yeah, barely anything. Like, and on the other side though,
Yeah.
it can lead to a whole lot of misunderstandings, whole lot of breakups and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think for like my first relationship was based off, I don't know, I guess omission of truth, black lie, somewhere between that.
Yeah.
Like, because the girl obviously didn't tell me that she was seeing another guy
Was this the thing?
before the thing.
Oh, before? Wait, who? Who's
Fucking fine, I want you to get
And
it.
like, quick whisper, buddy. Do I know this person?
Anyway,
Okay.
Anyway, like my first one. Okay, I guess you could say that one too. So both of them are pretty similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, both of them are pretty similar. So yeah, my first one was more of an omission of truth because she didn't tell me that she was chatting out my close friend at that time.
Oh.
And then like when I went around school, I heard like rumors and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I heard it's like, oh, you know, I heard that she's getting in with this guy, and then I was just like, but obviously me as a person, because I trust, you know, I trust my partner like that. You need that type of trust, and I was just like, no, what do you mean, like that's why you guys bring rumors for?
False rumors, right?
Yeah. But then it got to the point where every single day someone would say something about it, and obviously that's a recurring pattern.
Yeah.
And once it becomes a recurring pattern, like
question it.
By that time, you know.
Yeah, like
Question
it's sus. So then I love, because you know back then, this is like year 8, year 7,
Yeah.
12 relationship.
Oh,
time.
I'm like, yo, this recent, bro.
I didn't know about
Like,
this.
even though it's a 12 relationship, like I'm not saying anything bad about 12 relationships, but
They count.
they
Don't worry.
count.
They
They
count.
count as good
Trust,
experiences.
they do
They
count.
do count, you know what I mean? Like they do help you grow as a person to an extent. But like, yeah, like obviously back then in 12 relationships, like you give each other Skype passwords and stuff, you know what I mean?
That's it.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I logged into a Skype and
Oh,
there I see you in the DMs.
no.
Bam, 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 you know, like that would hurt me. Like I don't
So
know.
wait, what you do? What you do, man?
What did you do?
I think she had karate lessons at the time. So
So specific.
I remember.
You remember
He's
these all the
he's
time?
guarded.
Yeah.
He remembers every single second of the night that
And
happened.
then, so when she went home, like, I just asked her, so I was like, so, like, do you still love me? Like, I asked her,
Oh.
shut up, you know?
The L word,
The
man. The L word.
And then she said, yeah, of course. And I'm just like,
Motherfucker.
and I'm just
Yo.
like, really?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just like, really now?
Ugh, your Black Lives Fuck, bro.
And I was just like, so you're being honest, yeah? And she's like, yeah. And then, obviously, I wouldn't expect a different answer unless she was like totally honest.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just sent her the screenshots that she messaged that guy.
Wow.
And I was just like, so can you explain this? And she...
You handed her the receipts.
Yeah,
and she was like, holy
bitch,
crap.
ass, motherfucker. Explain this.
Yeah, like, and then after that she just quiet, like, you know, no response to anything. And she was just quiet, and I was just like, so, do you have anything to say? And she was like, no.
Oh.
And there we go, like, that.
Toxic
And
ass.
then after that, like, I think at that point I was more sad than frustrated. I think it gets to the point where when I mean, I don't know if you guys have experienced breakups before or like heartbreaks, but it gets to the point where, you know, like, you're not angry at that person, you're more sad about them for not doing something.
Like disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointment. Yeah, that was me. Like that whole moment, I was disappointed because my trust was broken, and you know, and me as a person, like, I put so much, like, you know, my security and my self-esteem, like, was so much based off this as well, and it just broke down at that very moment, right? So I was just like, shit, like, what do I do now?
Especially when you're so young.
Yeah, especially in year 7.
You really rely on
She
something
was
like
your
that back then.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was everything. you know those promises where it's like, I don't know if you guys see these memes, but like,
Love you forever, cause
yeah,
more than
love you
forever.
forever. Yeah, it's like, love you. It's like, I want to stay with you for like forever, and that's equals to like 2 months or something.
Jeez, bro.
Because when you're that age, like, you think that the whole world revolves around you, and you always, no matter what, you will always think you're the exception to the rule.
True.
And that you will never prove the rule.
Yeah.
You will always think that about your first. Don't even lie to me and say that you didn't think that, okay?
True.
Like, everyone thinks that.
Full thought about that. My first thought was like, I'm gonna marry this woman, gonna have kids, gonna have family.
Yo.
2 months later, bam, she's shopping.
You're like
Oh my
13 and having conversations that people that
Yeah.
are 30 won't even legitimately
Yeah.
have. It's crazy. What can happen to you when you go through shit like that?
That's true though. Like, now that I think about it, it's like kind of stupid, you know?
Right?
Like, everything feels so rushed. Now that I
Yeah,
think
because
about it.
emotions are like so raw back then. You're like children and you're dancing in the
Dude,
fields.
puberty is a fucking drug, man. What the fuck, guys?
I feel like people done great things to me, but done some pretty questionable things as well.
Exactly.
But yeah, like going back to omission of truth, like that was probably, I think that's probably the worst omission of truth ever. Like
You've experienced.
That's a worse case.
that's the worst
Yeah,
case.
that's the worst case,
And like
yeah.
I feel like that's borderline black lies. Like according
That's
to
pretty much a black lie.
That's essentially that, like, she literally said, "Oh no, I still love you. Oh, I didn't talk to him. I didn't do anything. You know, that sort of thing."
yeah,
So yeah, that's essentially a black lie, dude.
damn, like that
That chick's cancelled. You never spoken to her ever again, right?
How's she doing now?
Yeah, do you know how she do?
Oh wait, I think I remember. She said something like she's dating some soccer guy from Barcelona or something.
Nice.
So Barcelona FC. I
Moved
remember.
on to bigger
Actually,
I don't know. That could be black lie too, right?
Yeah. Based off like her track record, you probably shouldn't believe
Could be
it.
black lie too. We never know.
That's true.
Or
Hey,
grey
but then
lie.
again, we all did stupid shit when we were that young.
I agree.
Not to excuse it, but
Yeah.
we
did
were
all
like
this
12.
stuff.
True.
Whatever, really stupid.
Tory relationships are.
Oh man, can't relate.
Not gonna lie, I did enjoy Tory relationships though.
Well, looking back at it,
Looking back at it,
Looking back at it, you will always regret not having one when you were like super young, because you will never have that same innocence ever again.
that's true.
Ever.
I think when you mature, like you expect so much from people, you know,
It's not
and,
the
and
same
you're like,
anymore.
my significant other has to have
Lucky.
this, and this. But then in Tory relationships, it's just like,
Someone
you
like
like me?
Wow!
You like me? I like you. Yeah, man.
it's not even like this. I love you.
Bro, it's not like straight to love, right?
I swear, like this is how most Tory relationships happens. Like, I remember back in you said discos and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Hookups, like I swear, like discos, like everyone be like walking into the corner. And there's like that rumor where this person has a crush on that person, and everyone just kept pushing that person into each other. I feel like
I
it's
love
pretty
high
common.
school
Like
culture.
socials, right? Far out
Yeah, socials, discos,
Those
and
are
after that,
crazy.
those guys would be like, oh, so look, do you have a crush on me? You have a crush on me? I have a crush on you too.
I love you.
I love you.
You're my wife.
And then the next day, it's like the biggest thing.
Biggest thing.
Everyone's
Walking,
like,
holding hands, bro. Like
Exactly.
fucking.
And this is like, you might as well have the paparazzi going
Yeah.
like freaking clicking.
It's just like, oh my gosh, CC.
Oh, I remember back on Facebook when you get liked for a CC.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Like for TVH, like for a CC.
Like for TBH, like for a rate out of 10.
oh my god.
I never finished mine. I never finished.
Like for a CC, exposed so many people.
Actually, no,
There's so many
yeah.
things awkward.
You know, one time I accidentally CC'd people that were cousins because I didn't know they were related.
Wait, that happened though.
For you?
Yeah.
Oh, just that makes sense.
And it happened for people that we know too.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. That was full awkward though.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like once you got CC in the comments, it's like, but the cousins like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, this is my cousin.
And then it's like,
Guys.
didn't know about that one, my bad.
Yeah. Or like sometimes people like will break up and they'll still CC, and that's like the most
That's the
awkward
worst,
CC.
That's so bad. Especially when you're so young, you're just like,
Yeah. And you're like, I don't
do
know
I
how to do
remove
this.
this from my timeline? Do I hide it? What do I do?
I think that's what happened. Do you guys remember Ask.fm?
Ask it for
Oh, that was the shit back then.
I was so bad at it. I didn't use it a lot.
I
I was
remember.
really bad.
So that relationship, right? Like that I broke off the first one. I remember on Ask.fm, my whole Ask.fm feed like just
about her.
exploded. Like all the questions were just about literally her. It's like, what happened between you and her? Oh, or like I heard rumors about this. Can you explain? Like it was like basically paparazzi,
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
hopping onto the bandwagon. Like I swear,
Full
never seen
interrogating
that
you.
before.
Full interrogating you.
It's rubbing salt in your wounds.
Yeah, and then like,
Reminding you.
yeah, and I remember like just going through answering each question. I would just be like, none of your business. Dot. None of your business. Dot. I copy pasted every single the same answer for every single question. Like, that's how it
fair.
was.
Of course, like only you have the right to tell what happened.
Yeah, like
You and her, but yeah.
yeah, I feel like and like I just want to bring it back to relationships, right? Like nowadays. So do you guys feel like because I know me and Sophie, we've had experiences where people external third parties like to jump on to the bandwagon and like to be like they feel entitled to know about what happened during a breakup,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean, yeah? So like
Because people like to gossip.
yeah.
You're not fucking nosy in general, man.
Yeah.
People always want to know what's going on.
So I just want to ask you guys. I'll put this question out for you guys. Like, how do you guys stop that? Let's say if you're in a relationship and you just broken up, how would you guys deal with that third external people just jumping onto the bandwagon and trying to feel entitled? Like, what do we start with you, Adam? Like, what do you think?
Okay. Okay, so I don't know. If I've just been through a breakup,
Yeah.
right? Like let's say we've been together for a while, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when people heard about it, they're like, yo, what the hell? It's kind of unexpected, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think for the first couple of days, I would say I just wouldn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Really, like talk to anyone like online, be online, try not to
Yeah.
just expose myself out there because I still think it's still too fresh. People will be really nosy, really in my ass about it. I'm like, I'd rather just take that time to reflect on myself and what happened and talk to like only people I really trust, right? Which is like my sister, like family, like really close friends. But yeah, but after that, dealing with it, I think that it's gotta be like headstrong, right? You just gotta like do not give people what they want, right?
You have to try not let it get to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not let it get to you. You know, it's easier said than done, of course.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. But I'll try to do it, of course. But there will probably be an extent where some people will ask too many questions. Just ask that one specific question will just like break me down, and I just like fucking tell
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Like, I'm worried that will happen, but I'm just hoping, you know, for now. I mean, in the future, when that happens, it doesn't, right? And that's what I'm hoping for me to do when that happens. Yeah. How about you guys?
I think it's more like, I mean, obviously, if you just been through a breakup, it's like the world just seems like it's against you and everything is just shit. You might as well just die right now, honestly. Like if
Not
you get
literally.
that guy. No, not literally.
Not literally, we're not condoning any deaths.
I love you.
Love you.
No, but it's just like, I can also see it from a third party point of view. Like, especially, not even if like, I understand if it's like someone that you just know. Like, that doesn't really count. But if it's like a friend, then yeah, you kind of want to know why. Because like, they're your friends. You want to be there for them. But like, I think that people that are in those third party positions need to understand, like, to them, like, this breakup is probably just like something that was happening. It's kind of like NPCs, like non-playable characters in your life. You just like watch them do whatever, and it's not actually affecting you.
True.
But like those are actual people's lives, and they actually are probably going through a lot. And I feel like you need to definitely have that like foresight to know, like, if you want to ask what's going on, leave it for later.
Yeah.
The only thing they need from you right now is,
Comfort.
are you alright?
Yeah,
Like, are you okay? Do you need someone to talk to? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And especially not like, don't be the person that tries to be supportive, and then what you actually want
It's
is
just
to know.
yeah, just
you
the
want to
details.
know the
Yeah,
gossip.
that's
So
very
you-
obvious.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really
like,
obvious.
I know if you're being genuine, and if you're like an actual friend, and if you're just wanting to know so you can tell all your other friends about it. So you can spread shit.
That's true, though. That's true.
There
I feel
are
like
people like that.
I feel like there's a lot of people like that
Yeah, exactly.
because people.
I tend to be a friend just to know.
Yeah,
I think they see it as like it's like a real TV show in front of their eyes. It's like a drama. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like that's such a common problem in today's like society, right? So what happens is people, like two people, they break up, and then they're already like in the shits. You know what I mean? Like they're at the bottom of their lives right now, and then people will just come in. They're just like it's basically like the media, right? Like when like a famous celebrity comes out, and all these microphones just start getting shoved at you.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Like people will just be saying like, oh yeah. What happened between you and that person? Oh, like, what was the cause? Like, why'd you guys do it? Like, you guys are so tight. What happened? Like, man, shit can happen in a second, man. Like, anything can happen in a second. Like, and yes, I agree that in that moment, people just need that helping hand. Like, they just need that comfort. They just need someone to like, you know, have a shoulder to lean on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But then, like, none of that. Like, oh, so, you know, have a shoulder to lean on. Oh, so tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? It's so
Dude,
fucking...
that's the worst. That's the worst comfort you can ever get. Like,
Exactly.
you might as well not comfort me. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
probably crying like, oh, here, tell me about
Tell
it.
me about
And
it.
it's
You
just
can
like,
tell me about it.
Just
Yeah,
vent,
you can tell me about it.
just vent.
That
Like,
line.
you're literally like knowing it down and you're like, oh, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And you can tell everyone else,
Yeah.
right?
fuck
Yeah,
my life,
exactly.
man.
Yeah, and then after that, word spreads, and then rumor spreads.
Things are twisted around as you pass it along.
And
Yeah.
it
It's
only
like
just
Chinese whispers.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah, it's like Chinese
Yeah,
whispers.
it's really gets really bad.
It only just makes it harder for the people that are actually going through it.
Yeah.
So, TLDR, just, if you have friends that go through a breakup, just ask them if they're okay and leave them be for a bit.
Yeah,
If they need to talk and they want to talk about it, they will come to you.
yeah, and just be open-minded. You know, like don't force your opinions or don't force like anything else.
Don't have any ulterior motives.
Yeah, just be like, I'm here for you. Just
That's it.
do whatever you want. Like I'll just be here for you. You know, like just you can just literally stand there and just be for them. That's fine. Like that's still helping you. You know what I
Exactly. Sometimes that's just all you need. Like
Yeah.
someone to just sit next to you, or you just sit there and
just
just
cry.
think about your life.
mean? Yeah, or just like break down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all you need. Like you don't need none of these like.
Yeah, it's so
Don't worry, somebody gossip. Somebody gossip.
What's the tea, sis?
What's the tea? None of that, please.
Oh my
man.
god.
So we talked about a lot of about bad relationships, right? So actually no, we talked about good relationships. So what do you guys think about what constitutes a bad relationship? Like what's between what needs to happen between two people in order to make it like toxic or like bad?
I think I read somewhere on Reddit.
Good way to start.
That's good.
Oh, my
Great relationship advice, right?
Yeah.
Someone-
It was a top bonus thing.
Your
the guy said was what's a toxic relationship? And one of the things was like if you have to lie about your partner to people they talk, and it's a constant thing that you have to keep lying for them.
That's it's like you're ashamed of your partner for some reason.
Yeah.
That's not
Like you're not really proud of them, but you find yourself to always lie to people, and people bring them up and stuff.
That's really bad. Like, imagine if the other person find out that they've been lying.
they find out that'd be like the biggest gotta go live.
Right? Like, are they ashamed of me? Do they not are they not proud of me or who I am?
Like you're meant to want to like show them off like a trophy, not like, oh yeah.
Not like he's
mask them.
Like twist the truth.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
But I want to touch on that. Like, do you think when it comes up to that point where you start to love anymore, right? It's just flexing that you're in a relationship.
I think it's
I think it comes to that point where you're just like, oh, I just want the title of me in a relationship.
Or then it's like you want to believe that they're good, so you keep telling yourself lies and you tell other people lies about them.
100%.
But you can't
do that though.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Oh man, no, because I.
thesis.
I'll put the tea very hard.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
I know a couple who's close to me, right?
Yeah.
But like at the surface, on social media and all that stuff, right?
I know where this is going. We all know that couple, guys.
Wait, you do?
Wait, I think I know.
We all know a couple like that.
Yeah. Holy shit, you do?
No,
I continue.
No, because they are like unbelievably toxic. Like unbelievably toxic, right? Like so toxic, like they threaten to break up with each other like every 2 days. Like it's so bad, right? And one of the people in their relationship, they always come to me, right, to vent and to talk about what the hell is happening. Because like to me, that person will be like, I'm the only person that person has besides the partner to talk about these sort of things, right? So I know like the full inside of what the hell is happening, right? And from what they've told me, everything that constitutes a toxic relationship is like right there. They are a perfect example of what a toxic relationship is.
Yeah.
They constantly hide shit away from each other. They're never honest about one another, and they're literally only together for that clout, right? Because both of those people in that relationship, they're both pretty popular, like well known in our circle, let's say, right? And legit, they're only together just for like at the very beginning. When they started like each other, yeah, it was kind of cute. Yeah, they're chasing each other, right? But then, I don't know how long it's been, like probably a couple months, close to a year, but it has developed into something so toxic. They threaten to, break up. And like they do their best to try to be honest with each other, right? They give each other their passwords and Instagram accounts and all that dumb crap. Yeah. But it never works. It never works at all, right? It's actually so terrible. They get into fights all the time. Right? And they rant, they argue all the time, they block each other on messages all the time. And then you see Instagram, oh my god, out here with my boo, he's my man. And you're like, I feel like in that sense only I know, no one else knows. Of course, their friends know sometimes they have rough patches and all that, but they don't know how bad the rough patches
You know the full.
I know the full, pretty much from that one person's side, right? But from that person's side, I know the full story. Like for an example, right? Okay, so this is a couple weeks ago. They both so months ago they promised to watch Avengers Endgame together. Or was it Captain Marvel? One of them, right?
Yeah.
Or both movies, let's say. Okay. And then one of the people, someone in that relationship, they went to watch Captain Marvel with one of their friends, their friends, right? And didn't even tell the other person, even though they promised each other, right?
Yeah.
So that person was like, bitch, what the fuck? We promised each other, what the fuck? I hate you now. What you lied to me all the fucking time? Blocked, cancelled. I'm gonna break up with you next week and all that shit, right? And then, some shit like that. And then, they were talking, and then that person was full anger, talking to me about it. Oh my god, that person is so fucking evil. They fucking lied to me, shot in my face. I hate that person. I'm gonna break up with them. Next time I see them, and then in my head, and I literally told them from seeing your track record, probably you guys are still going to watch another movie together next time. Forgive that person straight away. No, I'm not. I hate that person. I hate it. Right? I'm like, alright, okay. I'll see what happens, right? So that was Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, let's watch Endgame together to make that guy pissed off. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then, okay, Endgame comes around, right? No, whoa, big hype, Endgame, right? And I'm like, hey, you wanna watch Endgame together? Like, no, I'm watching with him. And I'm like, with him? After all this time? Right? I'm like, it's like, yeah, I'm like, I literally told you that you're gonna watch it with him. I thought you were gonna break up or something. Like, yeah, no, he promised me that we're gonna watch it together, so we're watching it together now. I'm
That's
like,
cute.
alright, yeah, keep on doing that, right?
Yeah.
It's really so toxic. Like, I feel like I'm part of that relationship.
Bro, I know what
Right?
you mean. Sometimes you feel the emotional labor.
I feel
of
the-
an
I feel the
unfulfilled
trauma.
relationship. Exactly.
Right? And I've never been in a relationship. But fuck, man. If I look, every time I'm exposed to that relationship, I want to be in a relationship, and then when I meet them, whoa, fuck that. Never want to be in a relationship ever again. You
That's how
know?
big feels.
Like it's honestly so bad.
The second you know a couple is toxic is when you look at them and you're like, not, I'm saying single forever. Fuck whatever they have. That's not what I
Yeah.
want, man. Like, honestly.
Oh,
Some,
it's actually big.
yeah, in some couples, when like you actually have to like talk to them and stuff, you're just like, I'm feeling so much emotional labor. I get more emotional labor from this than I do from my actual life. And at one point, you just
Pretty
feel
bad.
like it's like a huge burden in your life, having to know how bad they are to
Yeah.
one another, and knowing that like you're a third party that actually has no power. You just have to listen to
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
bad stuff that happens, and you
You're,
can do it
you're
again.
just like a pillow. To like,
Exactly.
get, like they just
Because-
slam the pillow and they're like,
Yeah,
just
like,
ran.
Because you
Yeah.
have no
Yeah, I
right.
feel that.
Also because like they don't listen to you half the time. Like
Yeah.
if you tell them,
Oh
oh,
my
bro,
God.
like you deserve better, like just drop him sis or drop her, bro, like you can
Yeah.
do better.
Oh
and
my
they're like,
God.
bro, you're so right. And the next day they're like, oh, I forgave them. Like, it's fine.
Can I jump in? Because that is like one of the most relatable comments I've ever freaking related to in my life. I've been in that situation. Like, I've been the third party where I've been basically the pillow of that person, and that person would just come up, rant to me like 24/7, saying, "Oh no, she didn't do this for me. Oh no, she's like that, she's like that."
Facts.
All that stuff. and me as a person, I love to give advice. Like, that's just me, you know. Like, and I always give advice. I'm just like, oh, so I think first off, you know, reflect on yourself. Say, you know, what did you do wrong? What could you have done to compromise in order to avoid that? Or what could you have changed in order to, you know, make it better? And the guy's like, all right, cool, yeah, like, I'll do that, you know. 2 days later, oh no, she, you know what? Oh, bro, she doesn't want to do this shit again with me, man. Like, I don't want to do this shit.
It's literally that meme where it's like, hey, and it's like, oh, by the way, I didn't listen to you and did the stupid thing you told me not to do. And it's just
Oh
like,
shit, that's
you had one job, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we talked for like, I don't know, like 3 hours, and I told you to just, your action, one thing. 2 days later, hey, you gave me one thing to do? Didn't fucking do
Didn't
that.
do it.
Did everything else but that. And then now I'm just like,
Yeah.
the world just crashes and burns in front of you. Like, what did I
Dude.
spend my 3 hours doing? I
Dude.
cultivated nothing.
That's like, I legit, I don't know why I compensate so much of my time, or like I sacrifice so much of my time of my life just to
Right?
help that person, and that person just does the opposite thing the next
They
day.
didn't listen.
At one
They
point,
just
like,
do the same
They
shit.
do the same shit.
over and over again. And at one point, you're just like, should I just be asking for like
Yeah.
pay at this point? Because I deserve some compensation for this.
Right.
Me
man.
too. I want pay.
Big waste of your time.
I want an hourly pay.
Especially when they don't listen to you.
That's the
Like
worst.
they always act like they're listening to you and they're taking into account what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
agree. Like, bro, I totally get what you're saying, and they just
Like,
turn
bro,
around
bro,
and
you
they're
feel
like,
wild.
no, not anymore, bitch. I don't know what you're saying.
That's
anymore."
like,
It's like, that's the wrong advice.
I broke up with my ex-girl. Here's
Oh,
her number. Psych, back
Oh,
together.
man.
Oh,
Dude, like that, I don't want to, like, I don't mind being in that situation where I have to help a relationship. Like, I don't mind it, but I start to mind it when you don't do what, like, when you don't take into consideration.
Right,
And then they just come back. Look at
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Again and again and
They
again.
come back with the same problem.
It's
Exact
like a
same
vicious
problem.
cycle. It's like, if you just listen to me the first time, maybe this wouldn't have happened the consecutive, like, 10 next
Yeah.
times, okay? Like, honestly.
It's crazy because it does happen, like, sometimes it does happen like 10 times. And it's the same problem, but it's just,
They don't listen.
they don't listen. That's it. And then after that, it gets to the point where it's so toxic and then they need to break it up. Because
Finally.
you
And
can't
it's
really
just
fix
like,
it.
man, why didn't you guys say something? And I was like, I said it like a month ago, 2 months ago, 12 months ago.
And when they start to put the blame on the third party, like on your friends, I'm just like,
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
do that. You
Yeah.
literally can't do that. That's the third party.
I mean, if you're putting blame on the friend, then that's like
That's
sort
just-
of toxic friendship.
That's-
that's,
that's-
true.
that's-
That's true.
that's just a toxic friendship.
That's for another segment. Toxic friendships, eh?
I think that's a different segment.
Ooh, I like that.
But yeah, so for bad relationships, you guys talked about like being honest with each other and not avoiding each other. As
By bad.
in bad relationships.
Oh, yeah, so
how
it's
you guys aren't being honest with each other,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
how you guys avoid each other and stuff. I think one thing that I also see in bad relationships is, had a mind. Hold up.
Bad religion.
In a bad relationship, I think, being whipped.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about being whipped?
I think a lot of times when someone is whipped or whatever, it's like, wait. So one person is like overly invested.
Control.
Yeah, overly
Yeah,
invested, and it comes to control.
So I think from the person that's
Oh, so own the
the person that's
being
not,
whipped.
not whipped.
That being is being
Not whipped.
whipping or being
Oh wait,
whipped.
I feel like
Whipping or not?
maybe both people. I feel
Okay.
like how they see the relationship is. I don't feel like they love each other. I feel like they like each other. So then
Yeah.
they're not doing what's best for each other. Doing what's
Best for themselves.
best for themselves or what they hope or something.
like an outcome they want,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like an ulterior motive in your relationship.
Yeah, because it could be like, I just want it for the title, or I just want to be in a relationship just for the sake of affection, or something like that. It's not true love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because true love, like, how I see true love is you both compromise in order for you to both get better out of the relationship.
It's a two-way
It's a
street.
two-way street, yeah. So when you're being whipped, it starts to become, instead of 50-50, it becomes like a 70-30 or like an 80-20, you know? And I think we can break into two scenarios where we can talk about from the perspective of being the whipped person and the person who is whipping the other one. So I think let's start off with being the whipped person, because I think that's easier for us to relate to, like sympathetically. So when you're being whipped to another person, that means you're over-investing.
Yeah,
into
emotionally
that person.
overly
yeah.
investing. Right?
So like, what do you like? How do you guys think that relates to that affects the relationship? Like when you overly invest into someone.
You're being blinded by love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like blinded by what you think is love.
Yeah.
Or what you think, who you think they are. As
Yeah.
well. Like you could be like putting them on a pedestal just because you just love them so much,
Yeah.
and you could be like completely blindsided to their bad qualities. I'm not saying that their bad qualities wouldn't make you want to be with them, but like you still need to understand that everyone has their faults.
Yeah.
And if you really put them on a pedestal, the second that they actually do something bad to you, you will like break down because it's like
True.
they're like such like a role model, whatever to you. The second they do something bad, you're like, holy shit, my life's falling apart. What do I do?
Yeah. And I feel like that's a pretty common scenario where.
Well, then I feel like people like when the person you're idolizing like does something bad to you, you find a way to lie that do it.
That's
Oh,
also
yeah. Oh, yeah,
that's-
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
That
like
didn't happen.
condoning it because like
Yeah.
no, like they're so good though.
Yeah, they're so good.
Fine,
Like it was just a
Like,
mistake.
It's too
Yeah,
good to be
exactly.
true. It's too good to be true. Like this can't happen,
Yeah,
right?
like maybe it was
Yeah.
a fault, like an
Yeah.
oversight on my part, like
Yeah.
not them. It's not their fault, it's my fault.
Yeah.
And then that just becomes toxic to yourself in the end.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing anyone any
so
favors.
bad.
And I feel like out of that bad relationship, like the person who is being whipped is the most affected. Like
100%.
once they break up, they feel like they lose such a whole part of their life, you know, and they're just like, oh shit, like, what do I do now? Like, because my whole life I've just been depending on this person, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, you have nothing else. You're like, so what do I do? Like, I have no motive. I have nothing to like work for. I have nothing to invest. I'm just here, like, what's
You feel
my life?
empty.
Yeah, you feel
Like
empty.
you feel like a whole part of your life is just like
Gone.
taken out. Now it's not there anymore. And you don't know what the heck.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
gave your all to that person. That person was your world. And
Yeah.
you're gone. It's just black.
And I feel like, I think we talked about this in a previous segment, like how did that go? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's why we need to have such a good balance for a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you're in a relationship, what you want to do is you want to have a balance of, sure, your significant other, but you also want to maintain current friendships and current networks that you have. Because what I see, a very, very common trend in whipped people is that when they become whipped, they just cut everything out of their life,
They just
except
piece
for
out.
that one person. They just piece out, they're like, laters, phasing out, and then they're just gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they start to meet problems in that
Then they
relationship,
come back.
They come back and they're like,
For
oh
help.
shit, like she or he did this.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
But like, and you give them the advice.
Those are the same people that usually don't listen as
Yeah.
well. they always
Exactly.
come back. They always come back.
Exactly, and it's because they're so invested into that person. They're just like, no, it's probably my fault. You know, like she did nothing wrong. Like it's probably me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you start to lose yourself in that process. Like when you're whipped, I feel like people change a lot. Like that person who overly invests, they lose their own personality, they lose their own character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they also lose like their own sense of worth, which is why like
Yeah.
eventually they're like, it's my fault.
Yeah.
If there's problems in the relationship, like it's no way it's that person. It's all on me, and then it just becomes like this whole vicious cycle of like self-deprecation.
Yeah.
And then the SO will probably like catch on to that, and that will inevitably lead to a breakup, which will eventually snowball the whole self-deprecation again.
Yeah.
So-
it'd be so bad. Like, on the receiving end, people just being ripped is gonna receive the brunt of everything.
Yeah.
The brunt of everything, right? During relationship, after relationship, it's being slammed by the worst of the worst.
Yeah. And I feel like the person who is whipping doesn't really like. They
They
don't.
don't
Obviously,
feel
they
it.
don't care, but they don't care to the extent, or it's not affected to the extent of the person being whipped.
Yeah.
Like, because the person, obviously, like that person's just like, oh, like he or she's overly investing into me, right? Like, if I break up, then I really don't lose that much. You know what I mean? Like, I can just move on. I can find another person who can do that same thing for me. Another slave. Yeah, actually, because you do become a slave.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you become an emotional
So
slave.
is that where it came from? I guess.
Yeah, whipped.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's just
right,
whipped.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Because that person will just do anything that the other person would say.
Yeah.
Like, it's like master. It's not even like couple anymore. It's like master-servant relationship.
Yeah. One servant's gone, I need another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy, right?
It's like disposable, like whatever.
It's pretty
I'll
sad.
just find someone that
Actually
It's
sad.
pretty sad though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's. I feel like in our society, like in modern generation, relationships are so. I don't know how to say it, but kind of over glorified in a way. Relationships.
I mean, they can be because it's social media.
Yeah.
Anyone can. You can like format your life however you want on
Yeah.
social media.
and it comes back to what Adam was saying, like, for the clout, right?
The
Like,
cloud, exactly. The cloud.
people. I feel like some people, their ulterior motive is just relationships for the clout.
Haven't you guys seen that couple like
George, the
George,
Asian
yeah,
guy?
that Asian guy.
I was just thinking about that.
The 9 something, a bunch of numbers. You people know who
George,
he is. Yeah,
numbers,
He had
Instagram.
like a super hot girlfriend. His entire Instagram was taking
crap.
photos of her.
That
and
one.
then people on Twitter called him out because
Yeah.
he was DMing other girls and
Yeah.
shit.
On
And-
Snapchat, they're full recording and
yeah.
everything.
And then
Shit, that was full
apparently
Snap.
they're back together though.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, apparently they're back
Really?
together. Yeah.
That's cute.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That's. Oh shit! But like, I remember that whole social media just exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally never knew about them until
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Because back then, like when his Instagram first like got a lot of traction, he would always post like, some guys don't appreciate their girl, like you gotta appreciate your woman, blah 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 blah. Don't get distracted by other people.
Yeah,
and,
those
then,
words.
and then yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
like
Addam,
what he did was
spat
cute.
them out.
No, what he did was cute because I remember at the beginning she was really shy and she didn't
Yeah.
like being taken like photos of and stuff. But you see that development through the relationship, like
yeah.
like,
I'm really confident.
that's a good relationship. Like where
You're boosting.
where you're boosting the other person, right? Like you're making that person more confident, like out of the comfort zone, and that's really good.
And they help you that.
And they help
Yeah.
you,
right?
yeah, and they help you like, and you feel happy taking photos because you enjoy it passionately anyway,
Yeah.
you know. So it works both ways. That's what I'm saying. Relationship
Yeah.
two-way street.
And I feel like that's why everyone liked them so much because it was like, wow, like you guys like support each other so much.
Ideal relationship.
It's the
Yeah.
ideal.
But
perfect.
yeah, the same thing happened. They were so idolized, and then when they found out that the guy was cheating on her, everyone was like,
fuck. It's
go-
hellfire.
yeah, everyone was like, go die, pretty much.
Yeah,
But just the guy, yeah, he's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
terrible.
Oh, I mean, they're back together now.
dude, but that was so bad. Like just looking at the guy's DMs and stuff.
Yeah,
I saw the
exactly.
screenshots. It was just
Yeah.
That's rough.
so bad. Disgusting behavior, man.
Exactly. Holy crap.
Just saying, like, I think the worst part of a bad relationship is cheating. Straight up. Like,
Straight up, no.
Straight up, that's it. Nothing
Adultery,
can
cheating, that fucking.
compete. Nothing can compete to that, like that level. Like once you cheat, it's game over.
Like, you're officially a bad person, like 100%. You can't go back from
You
that.
can't get back from that.
In my opinion.
No matter how much you try to redeem yourself, you're always known as a cheater.
Yeah, I
Think
think
about
you
it.
always feel just a little bit of guilt. That will never go
It
away.
depends on who you are.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, I'm actually curious. Like, do people who cheat actually feel guilt?
I think
I
depends.
think it depends, yeah.
Because
Well,
I
the
think, yeah,
guilt can manifest in different kind of ways. Like some
Yeah.
people will feel the guilt,
Yeah.
but to them that'll just drive them to just keep going downwards. Like I've already done something bad, I might as well just like
Keep
go
going,
off
right?
the rails.
Like, might as
Some
well.
people, yeah, they like I'm not condoning cheating by the way. It's more
Yeah.
like
they just feel like they just have to just continue with it.
yeah,
Yeah, because they've already done the deed, so
yeah, like
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to move
like,
on.
like doesn't matter, just keep it going, right?
yeah.
That's sad. It's
Already
a bad
went down the
mentality.
dark
It's a
path.
very bad
I
mentality.
think that's what happened to me. So.
He didn't do it. He didn't do
No,
it.
I'm not a cheater. Yeah. But like that's what happened to my scenario.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You were a victim of it. You were a victim.
I feel like the other person, like, even though she kind of cheated, I guess she cheated. Like,
Technically.
even though she cheated, like she still continued down the path. You know, like she
went down the dark side.
She didn't regret anything.
Yeah.
Well,
She didn't think she was in the wrong.
Actually, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't actually say she was wrong or anything. She just kept on going.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I
some
feel
people
like-
like that.
but that's also like narcissistic people that don't want to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah.
It's very ignorant.
It's pretty sad that there's people like that in the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just feel like some people aren't considerate of others' feelings.
But at
And it's
least
just kind of-
you were better off finding out sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
That's
But
all.
I found out the bad way though. I didn't find out like.
Hey, at least you didn't want to find out like years down the line.
True. I'm actually pretty glad that I found
The
out.
guy ended up like early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, it's pretty early. Yeah. But I found out from our friend.
Oh, yikes.
What?
Big yikes.
No, not each chief, not at all.
That was some bad stuff. That was a bad day, man.
Spill the
Oh,
tea,
okay.
sis.
That was a bad
What
period.
is this?
I'm pretty sure you know this one.
Which one?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure you know this one.
Okay, maybe I'll see.
But like, I got this one really good one as well. Wait, hold up. Oh yeah, people. What about people in bad relationships? People who date just for the sake of having someone there with them. Affection, just for the sake of affection. What do you guys think about that?
Toxic.
Toxic.
Okay.
It's not, I think it's
Actually,
completely
Yeah,
toxic.
yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
completely
thinking, yeah.
toxic,
Like,
right?
honestly, yeah.
It depends on the couple. It depends on what both of them are looking for.
Yeah.
Like if they're both in it for like it's kind of like if they're both in it for the clout, that's toxic. But if that's what they're both in it for, then let them be. You know, like you have no right to police other people's and how
Yeah.
they want to be in a relationship.
Facts.
Yeah.
But if two people just want to have like something fun, just have someone to be with, have like a companion, and they're together, let them be. You know,
Facts.
like not everyone loves in the same way. Not everyone dates in the same way.
Yeah.
So it's like people can do what they want. But like as long as it's consensual, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But if one person's like, oh yeah, I want to be in this for the long run, and another person's like, oh yeah, I'm just in it for the fun, then obviously that's wrong.
In it for the fun and for the short term.
Short term.
Short-term relationship. People with short-term relationship mindsets though. Like,
I guess it really depends on where you are in your life. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're young, I guess short terms are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're young,
Yeah, like heaps of people are in.
Talking relationships.
2 months, that's life,
2 months
bro.
equals to forever.
life.
Just saying. Just remember that.
I mean, it's just like you don't meet people our age necessarily looking for their forever person.
Now? Yeah, true.
Like,
Like, actually, I feel like there's a both. Like,
but
50-50
there's like an
kind of.
even split. Depends on who you meet,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah, like in the end. Not to say anything about like us as individuals or anything, but like
Yeah. But I feel like we're up to that age because we're like in the middle of transitioning from like teenagers to like adulthood, right? Like
Yeah.
we're just in the beginning of the process. So I do believe that like some people, they look for that long-term relationship where they can be like, oh yeah, this the girl or the guy I'm gonna meet, gonna marry them,
Could be.
Don't want to settle down.
settle down, family, all that stuff. But other person could just be like, oh yeah, I just want to date you because it's fun, you know? Like,
Yeah, like, I just
Just want to have some fun while I'm
yeah,
young.
let's just have fun. Yeah.
That's some kind of slogan, man. Definitely.
Feel sorry for Nolan's girlfriend, but
What do you mean?
worried now.
Would you watch this? Like,
Yeah, but it's just like it just depends on the person, and it's fine as long as like you're both into it
Yeah.
or whatever.
yeah, I feel like as long as you both are happy and you both benefit, then you're fine. Like any relationship where you're both happy
Yeah.
and you both gain something out of it,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's
sensual and healthy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, exactly. Like anything else besides that, like for example, one person getting hurt or one person whipped to the other person too much, or it gets to like I don't know, any point of toxicity, then it's just it turns bad after that.
Yeah. But I think like don't let other people tell you what like a relationship should be.
True. Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Oh, they take advices with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's your relationship, you do what you want,
Mhm.
okay? Yeah.
There's always like a contingency point of view. Like as long as you know what you want and they want to, whatever. Like
Yeah.
Live your
fuck
life.
it up, go with it.
Yeah.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
That's why communication is so key, though.
Right.
Like if there's no communication, then I don't know how you guys date.
Survive.
Like, I don't know how you guys actually
For the
survive a relationship.
now.
But
For the clout,
like,
yeah.
also, don't like misconstrue communication to mean like it means you have to talk to your SO like every single second of the day. That's not it.
yeah,
That's not it
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
Like some people, or like personally, like for me, like I talk to mine sometimes just only once a day, and that's enough for us. Like, it's fine. Other people need to talk like, you know, every single hour.
second.
I need to know what you're doing, and like people are okay with that as long as you're both into it, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But don't misconstrue like communication as in, oh no, I'm not talking to like my boyfriend like every second of the day. It means that I'm being a bad girlfriend. That's not it.
No, that's definitely not
Like
it.
some people just don't need that kind of like constant like assurance and companionship, and that's fine too.
I think that's like the thought of just knowing that you have that person there. Like, whenever you want to talk to that person, they'll be there for you. I think that thought of it is good enough for me. Like that sort of communication.
Yeah, like it's enough for some people.
Yeah, but everyone's different.
Everyone's different. Like so just like a tip for you guys. Like if you ever get into a relationship, like communication is key. But as what Sophie said, like don't misconstrue it to having to basically update your life every single second. You don't have to be like, go to the toilet, making breakfast now, go to sleep,
Chucking your shit.
You know, like
Pretty dry.
yeah, like.
I mean, minus from the fact that if you're both into that, then sure.
You know what? If you both want to be each other's diary or something, like go for it. You know, like
like,
I'm fine with that. Like
like you
all up
do
to
you.
you. Yeah, you do you. You know, every relationship is different, and every relationship has its own unique stuff into it.
Yeah.
As long as you feel like you're heard, then you're fine. Trust.
I just said hurt for a second. Excuse me?
Wait, I thought you said hurt too.
I said heard.
Hurt.
Oh,
As long as you feel heard and validated, then you're fine.
I was just like, as long as you feel hurt,
Like,
you're
the fuck, Sophie?
fine. I'm like, Sophie, what the fuck? We just talked about this whole thing. And
Bro,
then,
man.
Bruh.
do you want to talk about this? Spill the tea.
We should talk about what constitutes good relationships. we went on the dark path for like a long time.
Yeah.
Right, good relationship. So let's talk from each other's. Let's talk about personal
Yes,
experiences.
Nolan.
Yeah,
That's
Nolan.
more.
We believe your your relationship.
I mean, I feel like your relationship is pretty
Yeah,
good
it's
stage.
good.
You guys are
Good
cute.
relationship is communication.
They said that at the very start.
You can't use my line, man. Use a different line.
It was a whole
Original.
cyclical
I
thing.
think a good relationship
Take something out of your
Yeah,
relationship.
your relationship.
That's not communication.
is helping each other get better. I think that's what. Or like so early on in a relationship, or not early on, but like somewhere in our relationship. I think we spoke about our goals.
Last week.
Last night.
We spoke about our goals.
Last
and,
night,
like,
DNM.
what we sort of wanted in life, and I think if you love that person, you want them to reach that. Like
Yeah, definitely. And you don't want them to like, you don't want to like force your opinions or force what you want onto their goal. Right?
Yeah.
Like, because I've seen situations where people, like for example, I want to reach a certain goal, but the other person's like, not too sure about that one, man. Like
they think they know what's best for
Yeah,
you.
they
Well,
think
that's nice, but
it's nice, but like just don't do that. You know, like
let them be.
it gets because once it gets to extreme stage, it becomes controlling. So,
100%.
but yeah, I agree.
Then you want to boost them up,
Boost them
not
up.
drag them down.
Yeah, always boost them up. Like once you drag them down, it's just that.
But I think sometimes people can't find the balance where, like what you said, it's like, what's the difference between boosting and something like telling them what to do? Because you might feel like you're boosting them, but you're actually really constricting them.
Yeah,
Probably just try to do your best to be aware.
Yeah.
Do your best, but of course.
So just be open-minded to what they have to say, and then
Take it with a grain of salt, of course. Yeah, but it's still what you want in the end.
It's so hard though. Like it's so hard for both sides, right?
100%.
Because one side sees it as like, oh yeah, I'm just boosting you, and then the other side is just like, why are you always attacking me for? Like why you always bring me down? Like why
Real with dreams, man.
yeah, like why you guys killing my dream for? Like and then you're like, no, I'm just trying to help you.
Communication. That's why. In the end, I 100% agree with you guys. Right? Communication is the core of what makes a good relationship.
Yeah. What about you, Sophie? How about your?
Let's take something out of your.
Yeah. A note from your book. A page from your book.
I think from the context of like being in something that's considered for our age more long term, like 2 years over in that sense, like
She's a veteran.
Yes.
I think being in a good relationship, I think it's about being understanding towards one another, especially when you're at this age and like you're constantly changing. Like I think it's very easy to get caught up in like how you're developing as a person and then forgetting about your SO.
True.
Especially if you're
Facts.
falling into complacency after like the first year or second year mark.
Damn.
Because at that point it's just like you don't have like those butterflies anymore, whatever, but like it's not as new as it first was, you know?
Yeah.
Like you fall into the whole like they're always gonna be there, like it's fine. Don't fall into that trap and forget about them, obviously stuff like that. But just try and be understanding towards one another when you're both going through like significant changes in your life, you know? Like obviously don't feel sad if you guys happen to like change and you're not like a good fit anymore. Like that's just how it is, especially when you're like young, like we all are.
Right.
Yeah. Like even if you've been together for like 5 years, everyone changes.
Yeah.
And you can't like hold people accountable for that. Like it's not their fault, you know. But if you can be understanding and try and grow together, then that's always nice. And I think you just have to be very patient. Be patient. I think that's like the one piece of advice. Be patient. Yeah.
Wise words. Wise words from a veteran.
Yeah, actually.
Wise words from a veteran.
You act
yes.
like I fought in a war. Or something.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck.
You did. 3 years of war.
Relationships.
Relationship is like a roller coaster, you know, like up and down. Like you never know. Yeah, like, sometimes it can be like World War III. Sometimes it can be like peace treaty.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
So
Christmas.
you are a
like,
veteran then.
Christmas soccer game.
Bro.
Get a sock after
I did my HSC. Soccer.
Soccer.
I did my
Yeah.
HSC. One of my discovery pieces.
I remember that piece was so good.
Oh, you read that?
Yeah, I read that. Yeah,
Oh.
it was so good. You made me proofread it.
Oh, I did.
Oh, is this for area study?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not sorry.
My story of
His
that
story was
like got reported.
what?
I had to speak to you coordinator.
For?
English coordinator. Oh, because I talked about suicide. But I masked suicide through metaphors. But it was really like
That's
so-
poetic.
Like it was,
Yeah,
it was well
poetic,
written,
yeah.
right?
So then when I went to the English coordinator, the English coordinator first off asked me, "Hey, Thomas, are you okay?"
I mean, at least that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Thank you teachers.
So first off they asked me, "Was I okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then they were just like, "So your story was very good."
Oh.
Yeah, like it showed discovery of suicide as a peaceful state.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because like I don't want to go through the details, but like basically, guy he's dreaming, right, and he's in this perfect world, but like when he walks off, then he literally walks off the train and he dies. But I didn't explicitly say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I feel like they were worried that you were like romanticizing like.
I was romanticizing suicide. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but like I think like that's a trigger. Like that's a red flag.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, but my English friend was like, "Oh yeah, that's really good story, but just don't talk about suicide." I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
such a good
Oh
story."
yeah. But I'll go on a tangent. But I think going back to talking about the long-term
Yeah.
relationship. I think like probably one of the best examples for the most part that we can directly talk about or ask are like our parents,
Ooh,
right?
okay.
For most of our parents, right? They've been in a long-term relationship,
Of course.
right? And
Yeah.
here's the thing, like even though for us their relationship, I think in my opinion, probably might not be what we would consider a good, healthy relationship, because I feel like as you grow older with someone, right? There will be one point where you fall out of love. Like I feel like that's going to happen. It has to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. That's the word. Yeah, you fall out of love, right? But then I feel like from that point, it has to be. If you guys still want to be together for if you have kids or if you have something, another reason why, it all becomes. It's all about commitment. So, right? You
Yeah.
fall out of love and it becomes like.
I read that love isn't a feeling, but it's an effort.
I
Ruby car.
very similar. Love isn't a feeling; it's a choice. You choose to love
shit.
someone every single day,
That's true then.
even like through adversity. Like our
Right.
parents, they've been
Yeah.
through everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like from my parents, right? And like they don't love each other anymore. I know that. They know that, right? They told me that all the time. Like first in my head, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I feel like
You have to choose, mom, dad. No, but yeah, but it's like they know they fell out of love, right? But the only reason they're still together is for the families, for us and me and
true.
my sister. Right? It's all about commitment. There's something holding them together. They're being very selfless, right? And making sure that other people get their happiness before their own, right? And I think that's one of the possible things that could help couples in the long term be in a healthy, committed relationship, right? Be a bit selfless, commit, use that effort, that love, doesn't have to be for each other. If you can, that's perfect, that's great, right?
Yeah, that's good.
But maybe do it for something else, someone else, your children,
Yeah.
your parents, that sort of thing, right?
And that links back to like what we were saying before, where you're meant to bring each other up. Like, sure, you don't have to. I mean, yeah, like people lose their love because they just get bored.
It
at
happens.
one stage. It
It
happens.
happens.
It's
It
not
has to
because
happen.
like you start to take it for granted, and you're just like, oh, yeah. I date this person, and this person's been with me for like I don't know, 3 years or 5 years now, or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like I can leave them
Yeah,
there.
I
Just do
can
other
leave.
things.
Yeah, I can leave this person there. I can just do my own stuff.
Yeah,
like I'll come
yeah.
back, just like they're still there.
Yeah, it's like they're like safely there. They won't be leaving, so I can just do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, Yeah, it's like your bed, you know, like
Yeah,
you like you got
No, you never.
okay, not talking about that context, but
I said like you never leave the house thinking that your bed's gonna disappear. You always know it's
exactly,
gonna be
yeah, that's what I'm
there.
saying. Like it's a home, you know.
You
like-
always know you have a home to go back to.
yeah, yeah. It's like oh yeah, you can go out, you can go go over holidays for like 3-4 weeks, but you know that your bed is still there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know that your home is still always going to be
Yeah.
there when you come back, and that's kind of like
Trust.
when you become like
Trust.
complacent with the nest.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Trust.
That's trust. Man. That's trust. Alright, so for me, I guess my note. I mean, one thing that I learned from my experiences was that it's not only knowing how to love your others, your significant other, but also how to love yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I think when you're in a relationship, what you need is a strong sense of self, and you need to know where your direction is. Like, you need to know why you're in a relationship. You need to know why you love that person, and you need to know yourself, so you don't lose yourself in the process. Because what happened was, for me, like, I had really shit self-esteem. Like back then, Sophie would know. Nolan would know too. Relatable last year.
Relatable moment.
last year. Relatable last year. Relatable for Nolan since year 9. But anyway, but yeah, but like yeah. So my last relationship taught me that I think the reason why it didn't work out was because I relied so much of my own self, or so much of my happiness on that relationship. So I guess I was kind of whipped.
Yeah.
In a way, emotionally whipped. Yeah, emotionally whipped. I was whipped in a way. So it got to the point where when we just break it off because she does her own stuff, she got her own things to do.
Yeah.
And I at first I didn't understand. Like I blamed everything on her. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, oh, she's just a shit person because she just emotionally cheats. But then I sat in myself for a while, and I thought to myself, I reflected, and I was just like, what if it wasn't just her? What if there's a reason why? Like there's a reason why that person doesn't choose you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even though it's not entirely their fault, you still have some part into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking, I was just like, it's because I remember this one person who I got friend zoned by last year. She said something really nice to me, and I always keep it with me. She said that if you want to date, you have to be happy with yourself first before you can be happy in a relationship. And that's stuck with me ever since then. Like, like me, I was sad, and when I was in a relationship, I was sad. Like I wasn't happy.
Right.
Like, and when I was with the girl, I was happy. You know what I mean? Like it got to that page. It got to that stage where I was just like, oh, I need to be with her to be happy.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Because you're carrying your baggage,
yeah.
and then you're like,
And
yeah,
like,
here's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, here's the baggage. Fix it for me. Yeah, yeah.
The easiest thing for them is just throw it away.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's my advice. So be happy with yourself first. So I think before you ever get into a relationship, be confident in yourself. Like I know it's very common for people out there, including me. I relate to you a lot. It's very common for people to have shit self-esteem because there's so many factors in the world which just affects you personally. Like could be from family, could be social context, personal shit that you go through your life, could be your insecurities, everything. To be honest, like. Honestly, anything can affect your sense of self. But then, once you get a hold of yourself, and you're like, you know what? I'm Thomas Lee, and this is me, and this is who I am. This is me as a person.
Yeah, and I love myself.
And I love myself, and no one's ever gonna change me. No matter what, that's me. You know what I mean?
When you think like that, you're ready for the world.
When you think like that, you're mature. That's when you know you're mature.
Dude, yeah, you're ready to date, bro. Oh, thanks.
Aw, cute.
That's how that Facebook thing works, yeah? Tinder 2.0. But yeah, that's my advice. Be happy with yourself, and then you'll be happy with others.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree.
So you guys have any last comments for relationships? On certain relationships?
If you're not ready, then you're not ready, right?
If you're not ready, don't force yourself into it. Don't rush.
Yeah.
So don't feel like just because everyone else is in relationships or that like socially you feel like at this age, I should be dating, don't worry about it. Like the right person will come around in time. Just give it some time.
How I feel. Yusuf group. How I feel in the Yusuf group.
Oh my god.
I feel like, looking at everybody, like, everyone has such perfect love lives.
They're such cute couples, man.
It will always come when you're least expecting it, so you might as well not expect it. So then it'll make you happier when it comes.
True way.
Hey, for your...
I 100% agree with that. That is
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Nolan?
Hi.
Anything else on that?
Alright, so thanks for listening to. Wait,
Wait,
oh wait.
wait,
Say
He
something.
was gonna say something, you're like,
Oh, no, no,
alright,
say
thanks, y'all.
Say first. I didn't hear it because he was a bit quiet. You know?
Or what is there to say?
Oh my
And
god.
any last thing, like, for the viewers or listeners?
I just feel like, because I think a lot of relationships have a honeymoon phase, and when people fall out of that, they feel like the relationship's ending. But yeah, like
How through?
like
Stick
you said,
through it.
yeah,
Stick to the honeymoon.
love is a choice.
Love is a choice, guys.
It's an effort.
Today's motto: love is a choice.
Love is a choice.
Love is a choice.
Right?
So you guys want to end with the trust?
Oh my god.
Trust.
Trust, guys. Trust in yourself, trust in others.
Trust.
But yourself first.
Yourself first, then others. So guys, thank you for listening to this week's podcast. Thanks to our special guests, Addam and Sophie, for joining us this week. You guys was really helpful. And hope to see you guys in another segment in another time.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having
It's
us.
so
Stay tuned.
fun.
Stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.